6 birds in a trench coat, building a zoo.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Reptopia. Some of you may have seen some of the beautiful new advertisements that our team of psychopathic AI, real humans who care about you, have been making. If not, be sure to check them out. They are under YouTube Shorts. I'll even post a few of the images at the end of this video just for you. There is our beautiful sign. Let's move up here past. Oh, we should probably go on the sidewalk. There we are. As per usual, I have done a few things off camera. I moved these entry points to, well, here. They were inside the building earlier, and I realized that that meant all of this, the entire path, would actually be free to walk. Which is not what I want, because if you want to see my croc gators, you better pay me some money. However, this gives us a new challenge, because in my mind, what you do is you go up here and you scan your ticket, and then you walk in. But where do you get your ticket? We don't have anywhere that you can buy the ticket. So I'm going to solve that in a different way, namely by changing the buses. I will make all of the buses Reptopia. Reptopia what? Tour bus. Oh, we can figure that out later. The point that I'm trying to make is that since people have to buy their ticket before entering the building in order to be able to scan them on the things, I want them to buy the tickets before even getting on the bus. Because the thing is, cars can't get here. There's no parking lot. I guess you could drive up here in your car, but then what? So since everyone arrives on the bus, it would make sense these are official tours leaving from somewhere and requiring the purchase of a ticket not simply for the bus, but for everything. Park entry. Is that a word? Is that what it's called? Entrance. Isn't the entrance like the physical building and the entry is the act of going in there? Does it cover anything else? Is lunch included? Let's write map and audio guide. I kind of don't like the color. See, that is a nicer green. This really is one of those things that you should decide on before, copying the sign and making many of them. Kind of thought I would have been able to change the color on all of the signs at once, just like I can on all of the letters. Why does this one look different on these? I want it to look the same. That's close enough. So, you get transportation to and from the park. You get park entry. You get map and audio guide. What else do you get? 1 bottle of water. No. You get a $5 voucher for the gift store. Guess what? There's nothing that only costs $5. So that is a very sneaky way of getting people to spend money. That's a thing that they do. And by they, I mean, I don't really know what I mean. Gorgeous. Okay, I really hope the flickering is only on the wood part. Please, flickering be only on the wood and not on the crud. If I were smart, I would take these and simply place them on the other side of the door. A few more. More. When you want things to be precise, you are gonna have to do a lot of back and forthing. And it fits perfectly within the thing. I'm always so precise with my language. The thing. So if we move these in here, then we have an issue with one of them. Of course we do. We could just write park ticket, I guess, but then we already have the word ticket up there, so I kind of don't want to do that. Okay. Still not a fan of the color. Be more lush, please. That's kind of bright. Oh, that's a nice color. Yeah. Should we change the writing? No. Nope. Absolutely not. Carter 1. No. Boogaloo. No. No. No, 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 no. We are going to stick with that writing that we had before. Your frickin' covers. No. It seems to me that the writing on this one is too small. And now the writing on this one is too small. Oh, when you put it right there, it said nap and audio guide. That's not included. Is this text smaller? Delete, delete. tiny adjustment, not much. And then I want to see if I can use this. Yeah, yes, you can. Reptopia Tours. Is this what we're going to call it? Official Reptopia Bus. Kind of wanted official Reptopia Transportation, but there's no way that was going to fit on there. Can we fit you in here? I mean, you look kind of smushed, not going to lie. We could put prices and hours on here as well. Well, there we are. Unless we want more pictures on it. Do we do that? Do we want, Let's just put a bunch of flowers on the bus. Let's add a lot of leaves. More leaves. More flowers. White flowers. More reptiles. That's cute. Oh wow, that's on a weird axis. Is this overdone? Absolutely. Do I hate it? Not at all. I could make the entire bus green. Does that mean I have to change the edge on all of the signs? Or do I keep the bus white? But I like the bus being green. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? No, you don't. I'm going to go in here and grab this sign. And then I'm going to give each bus a number. And that is what I'm going to use this large empty space for. And I'm not going to use that sign. Let's call this one bus 47. I'm also going to do another thing. So now the official Reptopia bus has a shadow. I do think that gives it just that little bit extra. We will save the official Reptopia bus as a blueprint. And then we can plop it down over here as well. And we're going to plop down another one right there. Now this one, of course, will not be bus 47. This one will be bus 19. And this one will be bus 22. Gorgeous. So when you buy your ticket, you get on the bus, and then you bring your ticket over here, and you walk into the flipping park. That only took 45 minutes. I also changed a few things in here, or rather I added a few things. I put up walls so that the information booth now has this little bamboo front, which is repeated inside of these things. It has some education, and I continued using the 3D printed concrete wall in the same color. And the combination of these two will be continued. I'll use that on all of the staff buildings and all of the facilities. I also put in these murals to just give it a little more oomph. Definitely going to need to put some more stuff around these, sign or something. I also think that I want to put a roof on this, covering the entire path here in the middle, so that when you come in there, you don't see any of this until you walk through this little covered tunnel-like area and you come out here, and then the whole thing is just open, which also means I'm going to delete that. Over here, though, our ATMs have gotten a pillar. I'm going to be using these in all the places where I have ATMs so that these little people from a distance can see, oh look, I can get money there. Also, I named the cave. This will henceforth be known as the Growling Grotto. I also put some signs up over here so you can see all the animals that are down there. This is where we're missing a video file, so please pretend that you just saw me build a bunch of path and half a staff area, okay? Thank you! And there we are. We have some stuff hanging on the wall, we have some stuff on the shelf, buckets, another trash pail with poop. I used the red oat grass, the dry version, as well as the dry version of the saltwort, and I used some faux rocks, just like I did over here. I also put up the snow shovel because I figured if you're going to sweep this up into that thing, you're probably going to need a shovel that has about the same width as your broom. And I put a bunch of food over here. Now, obviously, these animals are not going to want to eat the pumpkin, but they do like blood pumpkins as an enrichment item, so I figured that's, I guess, the blood pumpkin before it becomes bloody. And there's the meat. And I'm sure they like eggs. There's water. Didn't put anything new in the closet yet, but of course I put some hinges on it. I will never not use my favorite piece. So that, I think, is the staff area. Oh wait, we should probably put in a wheelbarrow as well. Beautiful. Door. And I know that I don't need to have a wall with a hole in it to put a door. I can just take, you know what, actually I'm going to do that. I do like the logical consistency of actually having a hole where there's a door, but then again, when I just put the door on there, no one can see it anyway, and I don't have to put on an actual door frame. Put the door on the wall. You know what, I'm going to use that one instead, because they're going to be walking through the whole area, which will look slightly less stupid if the door that they ghost their way through is just a little bit wider. And also, if they're going to be carrying gigantic reptiles through this door, we should maybe have a door that's wide enough for that. Now, I do want some kind of roof on this. And I also want some kind of roof on this. And on everything else that is staffy and will be made up with the same things here. I know what I'm going to do. This. Yes. Because this is going to look really good from out here. And the bottom of these looks really nice. But only if you line them up like that. But then we have this thing over here. So the question is, do we take all of them and move them? Oh, wait. Yeah, let's align that one to that one. And that works perfectly. Click-a-doodle-dandy. Yes. Still need an edge up here. Metal beam. That works. Yes. And also this one right here. I mean, this looks very empty, but it is a staff building, and it's not supposed to be. We can do something with. So if we just copy this one out here to preserve the color, we can then take this one and put it here, and this one and put it here, and then here. Oh, this is not what I wanted. What if we do that? And then move this one over here. Yes, that's great. That's fine. That's awesome. So then we can over here grab this, plop down in here, and make sure to overlap them in areas that are not visible. Look at that! Actually, maybe that one should not be this thing. Make them darker. That looks nice. See? That's what I wanted. And then we can go into facilities and click Sig. I think I want this one. But maybe less aggressively red. Okay, I like that. Looks like they've been there for a while and kind of bleached by the sun. I want editable wall signs, that one. Then I want to write on this one, staff only. Should I say staff only or staff area? I like staff area. It's a little less aggressive. So that has been roughly an hour of building, and still we are not even close to having begun the habitat. Let me plop in some water. So we have more than twice as much land as we have water in here. So we can switch that up a little bit, but we're not going to be able to double the water mass in relation to the land mass. And yes, I do know I have some very strange lines back here. That is because I have a plan. You know what? I'm going to put the Gharials in here. That's what we're going to do. They are actually going to have less land than it says anyway because of the plan that I have up here. See, due to the realism requirements, I'm going to be building a backstage sort of security area for the staff. I'm going to be doing an airlock, which would, in an actual zoo, enable actual keepers to get the very dangerous animals out of the habitat before venturing in there themselves. And since we are inside a habitat, walls are suddenly no longer walk-throughable. I want to actually use these instead of that one. So put that one here and this one. Okay, that is very wide. I'm not sure how much space a Gharial needs. I should put the animals in here. But that also means that I should do the fence before doing the backstage. Let me just really quickly put up these. Yes, very nice. This one for right here. And instead of you, I will put in, yeah, these are definitely too wide. This size door seems more reasonable. Quite a bit larger than the normal one, and I don't need the height. Align. Angle, snap, flip it. Move it over there. Down. Let's just grab these, take them off the grid, and we can put one of those over there instead of these. Yeah! I said I was going to do a bunch of other stuff first, and then I didn't. Let me just create a wall here. Can I, simply by turning you, fill this gap, or will... Yes, I can! Amazing! And I know the backside is going to have holes. Wait, the backside has holes. Yes, that's called a butthole. Grab all of these and move them up here. I am talking about putting a chain link fence inside this wall. Perfect. Because this is what you would actually have. Because when you have this, you can look at the animals and make sure everything is as it should be, but the animals cannot eat you. This one, that one, that one, this one. Copy. Move it out here. Then exit the group. Up. Slightly adjust. Click. Now the fence actually looks like it might be secure. Let me give it a top as well. So much detailing and no animals. Also, copy and place down. So now I will build a fence. Now I'm going to need some people. You. That was enthusiastic. I'm going to need you to stand right there. Thank you. Normally I just use the scarecrow, but you can't place it on the path. This is actually a very large rock thing. The idea that I was in love with, I'm less... So the thing that I'm attempting to do with the fence, what is going on right here with the path? That's incredibly strange. Okay, the thing that I'm attempting to do, I'll probably cover up this because now I said the thing that I'm going to do and then I didn't do the thing many, many times. What was it that I was going to do and then I didn't because I did 4 billion other things? Yes, I was going to create a fence. And what I want to do really is create a fence that I can use all over the zoo. And what this fence has to be able to do is keep the animals in and keep the people out. And also prevent the people from sticking their hands in. And also prevent children from crawling in there. And also prevent adults from climbing over it. And I know, idiots will idiot. And there is no way of completely preventing all idiocy. If I put you here and recolor you, and then copy you and move you over here, and then delete you, and take the thin ones instead, I'm making sure to use the same materials throughout the zoo to get that sense of consistency. Up. So if I plop you here, then there will be a gap, which I don't want. But I could move you up here and then plop you down on top of it. And then take the short one, like this, which will also give me a little more leeway if I need to make certain sections longer or shorter. I do want to move that one out. And yes, I know, I have this strange looking gap between these and this. There is another metal item that I am planning on adding to this fence. And no, it is not the hinge. I'm putting this one here. And then I am, with angle snap, flipping it. And moving it to the middle of this, and then moving it out here. Look at that. Yes, this is beautiful. Copy in place, flip you all the way, and unfortunately you are not being moved along your own grid, but along the grid of the world. I should have made sure to build a fence on the grid of the world. And now I am too far to want to change it. I also want different light on this part, and now there's a fence in the way. See? Now these attach this to those, she said, as if this, those, and that were words that always meant the same, no matter the context. I like that, but I'm not done. Because see, I want an extra top on this fence. I could take, perhaps, plank, because this will prevent the adults from climbing over it. And yes, I know, you can stick your fingers through this, but you can't climb through it. Merge into group. And the thing with this thing, she said, is that I can take this one and do this. And then put signs in here. Or I can also use these art shapes, which have pretty much completely the same width as the plank. That's actually really nice. And I can add some of these in different places instead of the plank, not pink, other colors, and make them into signs. Maybe this is not great. Also, I did this fence, and as you can see from the height of this guy, there's a problem. We're going to fix that in a minute. I also created an inner fence right here to make sure that the little animals don't get too close to the children's hands, which no doubt will be going through these holes in a moment where parents are not watching them. The corner was a bit difficult. This is made from the same things that I used over here, and these are the Grasslands Animal Sign Pole. I think it is the thinnest metal piece we have, and then I put the little lamps on top to show that the fence is in fact electrified. The corner was challenging because the way that these are, there's no way to get these in from 45-degree angles without it looking super weird. So let's just, these arrows are in the way. It works when you put them, at this angle. Grab that one and just extend it. And both of them move up another level. I did consider using the in-game electric fence, but look at it here. It doesn't quite go low enough. It's just a little bit taller than this, and it is straight, and I wanted it at an angle, which is why I ended up building my own. This is going to be one of those piece count through the roof things. Now, if we move this down to that height and pull it out here, you can barely peek over it. I really want it more like chest height, like that. But that will require significant changes to the fence. Let's see, if we go in here and just get rid of those, can we move it far enough down? Yes. Yes, we can. Oh, that actually looks really good. And we still have, yes, this is what we're doing. Delete, much deleting. And I opted to simply plot down the individual pieces next to each other. Like I have one piece here and one piece here, instead of connecting them so they have their separate posts here. And I honestly just did that because it's easier. You can copy it and move it over. Okay, you can go away now because you have an incredibly creepy laughter. The question is, what are we going to do about these? I really, really, really like this edge, but it's also kind of too thick. I guess I could use some of the painted planks. What color do we want? I mean, that's not that bad. A little bit lighter. Oh, that was a lot lighter. Kind of like that? Kind of? Okay, let's grab a group of people with kids. I'm gonna move all of you up here. So the adults can look over it, and the kids can almost look under it. I mean, this thing is actually the reason why the kids can't just look straight under it. Now they can. And the adults can still look over it. Yes, this is what we're doing. And I don't like the color. Oh, that's nice. Let's do that. And then let's just move the next one over here. I want to find the right color for these. Ooh, yes. There we go. If I do this, can we just say that they have a super awesome carpenter who just cut into these and nailed it on there in some smart way? Let's say that, actually. Yes, that's the story we're going with. Which also means I'm going to... Really? Which also means that the adults will have a tiny bit more room to look over. Yes, this is very nice. Now, the big question. If I take the tiny little screen and put it on here, will it look like it matches and works? I mean, kind of. And this is what many, many zoos do. They have the signs like this. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting those on yet. I am going to be taking this one. Then I'm going to take a bunch of these and begin creating a wall. So let's see, if this one goes all the way up here, then the roof will be right on top of it when we put it down. Which means that this need to go down. That works. It looks like a fake rock wall, which is exactly what it is supposed to look like. So let's see. Yes, they actually do have a decent amount of space in here, which means it is now time to put in doors. Metal panel. These. Yep, one of these will cover that area. Although, walking through a door like this without being able to see into the habitat is probably not the best thing you can do. Yeah, so if we put you, which we have already used many times. I need a person again. You are so hyper. Can you? Yes, but barely. So let's move you up. You, and you also up. Yes. And the usual, make it black, and then it isn't. So let's move you out here and grab one of the thin ones instead. Does this fit in between you? Yes. Yeah, so in order to make this realistic, we're gonna have to put a concrete floor in here. technical issues. So as you can see, a bunch of stuff has happened and it didn't record. Also, there's no voiceover part in this video, so I'm doing the voiceover part on top of the video. I took the roof off so that when this roof comes back down, I won't have like 2 layers of roof on top of each other, but that white line is now continued all the way around like that. I also put in a bunch of enrichment, including a little mud bath that I put a concrete pillar edge around, making both that and the old one brown to match the soil. I gave them some hay back here, not that they really care or need it, but I needed it to cover up that piece of soil because due to its proximity to the door, I cannot lower it. So I added some poop, I moved the wheelbarrow, and ta-da! This part is still super empty, but wait, now my dogs are barking. Be right back. I'm back, that was a package. Now I spent a very, very long time building this thing, which is a security monitor display. And it is amazing how easy something like this looks when you cut approximately 50 minutes of video down to 1 minute. Look at that. Now the point of these screens, I think, is what I was saying while filming this. They will have security camera images of the doors into the habitat. Yeah, that one too. So that the keepers can see from in here what is open and what is closed. I grabbed the super enthusiastic guy and plopped him there in order to adjust the height perfectly. I also adjusted that thing. Then I moved in all the Gharials. And because their traversable area was problematic, I moved them again. Which didn't really solve the problem. So I did some terrain work, which almost solved the problem. And then I deleted all of the mulch to the sound of screaming children, plopped in some mud panels instead, and pretty much started over with the pillars. Doing so did, however, give me a much nicer edge between the soil and the concrete, and it also very much improved the traversable area, especially once I fixed those things. Oh yeah, I also fixed that wonky looking floor. Plop, putting in some of the European stone panels and recoloring them to match. Nice. I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but I'm definitely trying to show you something. Moving on to plants. The main issue that I had with these plants was that since this entire area has been raised, I couldn't really find any trees that would fit. And also everything kept going through the walls. So I used quite a bit of this bamboo, and that one right there ended up messing up the traversable area again, even though I made it smaller. Yes, I also put down plants over here. Now this doesn't really make any sense because they're growing out of rock, but I add mulch later on so that it looks, well, plausible, I guess. Also, I added these white things at the top of the glass because this looks like it's gonna break, and now it doesn't. And while they cannot jump it, if it broke, they could definitely go through there. More plants. As you can see, I'm adding the underwater hydrilla, which is one of my favorite plants. Again, it's supposed to be an underwater plant, but I really like using it as just an all over, above water, everywhere plant, because that's now a term. Then I started working on their terrain, which was super annoying for a very long time, until I realized that the reason why they seemed to have too much soil no matter what I did was that they were counting the terrain in the cave underneath them. Once I fixed that, easy peasy lemon squeezy, I could put in as much soil up here as I wanted. Ta-da! Then I noticed these morons inside a rock, so I put down some barriers and then the problem vanished along with the people. I realized that Gharials look like giant puppy lizards, and I concluded that the only way that Gharial could be making those bubbles was by farting. I then lowered the roof back down, and apart from one corner that needed fixing, it is insanely lucky how well it fits. Look at that. That was not planned. I just put the wall there and it matched. Here's the habitat. You can see a nice open sunny area above the land, and above the water we have a roof, which is super practical actually if you're trying to look through those windows and you don't want reflections. Bye! Oh wait, I promised to show you some of my gorgeous ads. Let me just do that. We have the three-legged flying lizard, a car for some reason, red poo, Reptopia, Rarelazu Udru, Reptopia, which I think means Mary Poppins Goes to Africa. We have this thing, whatever that is, and several lawsuits waiting to happen. But it's all good, because we also have Raferzu Deo, Reptopia, Godzilla, and my personal favorite, Zoot.